typically made of fabrics or textiles. It includes garments made from animal skin or other thin sheets of materials put together. Different clothing styles are used depends on occasions and social situations. It is also used to cover our bodies, make us look more elegant, and also to express a lot about individual status, personality, and occupation. There are casual wears, party wears, official wears, and sports wear. We wear particular clothes for social or psychological reasons. It exposes the personality of a person to some extent. Clothing is a complex but fascinating part of everyone's life. We have also clothes based on different religion, culture, creed, or culture. We wear clothes for protection, safety, uniform, style and color, status, sanitation, decoration, modesty, insignias, and identification. First is the protection. The most important reasons why do we wear clothes is to provide us protection from heat, cold, wind, and rain. Weather can affect our skin and body. If it's too much cold, can make our skin itchy and crack, and too much sun can tan our skin. Because our skin is open and covered, that is why extreme weather can easily affect our skin. The second is safety. Also, most important reason for us to wear clothes is to protect ourselves from any possible injury.
Uniforms. Uniform is a specific cloth worn by all the people of an organization, thereby making it easy to identify which organization one belongs to. Uniforms provide an instant image for the group. For example, workers of textile industry have a specific uniform. Students of a school have their special uniform, differentiating them from the students of the other schools. People working in a government organization has a particular uniform. Style and color. Some occupation or schools require a preset style and color of clothing. That means the same style with a different color is not allowed. The police uniform, the Navy or Army uniforms, this color and style has been followed since long years and is still continuing. Many people wear special styles and colors of clothing for special occasions in their life. Like in a Catholic wedding, the brides always wear white gowns. Status. Clothes are one of the important factors that represent the status symbol of an individual. In olden days, the kings and the queens had a specific style of dressing, which was very unique from the other people, which made it easier to identify them and understand their status. In today's world, in an official meeting, the official wears like suits and coat. The two of a reputed company or brand represents the status of every individual. Some of the things representing high status today are designer clothes, designer jewelry, pure coats, pure leather items, and cost of classy fabrics because these items tend to be more expensive than others. Sanitation. Clothes made of a particular quality is used by people working in some special jobs, like chefs who work in the kitchen have to wear an apron, a hat, and a mask while cooking so that the food they make remains hygienic and is not contaminated. Also, people working in a food factory have to follow similar dressing code. Surgeons have to follow a dressing code and use disposable gloves, face masks, cap, and aprons in order to avoid contamination.
Decoration. Every individual loves to look good, therefore each one of try to decorate ourselves with a certain style, like clothing, jewelry, and cosmetics, which help in enhancing our appearance and personality. We decorate ourselves based on the situations like special occasions or other occasions. This kind of dressing tells a lot about the individual. Adornment or decoration also helps people to express their uniqueness and creativity. Modesty. We all live in a society which has present unwritten rules as how to an individual should or should not dress, and all of us invariably follow those rules. Like if you go for a mourning or burial, you wear black or white clothes, but you will never wear a colored or fancy dress. Modesty refers to what people feel is the proper way for clothing to cover the body. A different group of people follow different standards of modesty. Insignias. Insignias are badges or emblems that show membership in a group. Patches or emblems can be worn on jackets or blazer pockets. A school letter with a sports pin can be worn on a jacket or sweater to indicate participation in athletics. Identification. Identification. Certain types of clothing, colors, and accessories become representative of certain groups' activities and occupations. This means that a specific style of dressing, along with a specific accessory, helps every individual to easily identify them in a big crowd as to what their occupation is. We teach our kids in kindergarten to identify people based on their clothing as to what is their occupation.
Fashion. It is a form of clothing, accessories, and furniture. It can be used by everyone. Let's dig out different fashion styles before you find out which one you like the most. Number 1. Streetwear. It is a casual fashion style that first became popular in 1990s. It incorporates comfortable yet trendy clothing such as graphic tees, hoodies, sweat pants, and expensive sneakers. Streetwear takes inspiration from both hip-hop culture and skater style, with added element of intentional product scarcity. Number 2. Ethnic fashion style refers to clothing adapted completely or partially from tradition costumes of different nations. Ethnic fashion is inspired by the culture where it originates. It is a fashion that embraces and represents a culture and allows one to celebrate her heritage and origin. Number 3. In a formal business environment, the standard of dressing for men and women is a suit, a jacket, and a pant or a skirt, or a dress paired with appropriate accessories. Clothing that reveals too much cleavage, your back, your chest, your feet, your stomach, or your underwear is not appropriate. Those are just a few types of the different fashion styles. Now, did you find out which one you like the most? Would it be streetwear style? What about ethnic fashion style? Or formal office wear? Well, whatever it is, always remember, wear what makes you happy.
Clothing and styles. There are 4 types of clothing that I am going to show you. First is sportswear. It's nowadays used as synonym for casual wear. Earlier, only sportsmen used to be seen in the sports clothes, but nowadays, with celebrities taking up the trend, everyone is being seen out in their best workout clothes, even without doing a 5-minute workout that day. There are 6 clothing wanted to follow this trend. First is leggings, sports bras, tank tops, outerwear, polo shirt, and yoga pants. Also, the major sports brands are Puma, Adidas, Altura, Fila, DKNY, yoga pants from Lululemon and Sweetie Betty. Next is maternity style. This fashion when you are pregnant so that they are still feel attractive and at the same time accommodate the growing or grown belly. Next is hip-hop style. Hip-hop is the most popular music genre in the US and the style of the rappers. We will find this style like baseball jerseys, bomber jackets, and jeans. And the last is casual chic style. This is an elegant style with clothes chosen mostly in black, white, and neutral colors.
Military style. This is a style of clothing in which everything has a khaki and tan palette. You dress like you are on a safari or like you are in the military. As the clothes have a comfortable, relaxed fit, punch pockets, and wide belt. Retro fashion. This is a vintage-inspired style. It's a system that reminds you of the fashion of a previous era. Fashion already borrows a lot from past styles, but this clothing have more of the vintage style than others. Vintage-inspired dresses, skirts, tops, and pants are mostly used for costume parties, but there are people who like to dress solely in cute dresses from the past. Vacation resort style, also called summer wear or cruise wear, because this is what you will wear on your luxury vacation. This style is all about travel and relaxation. Think shorts, loose t-shirts, caftans, swimsuit, overalls, jogger pants, wide brim summer hats, and chunky sandals. It also includes full-length bikini, pink maxi dresses, and semi-formal attire for men. Greeky chic style. It is a loose-fitting, almost slouchy pants, spectacles, especially ones with oversized frames, loafers, hair slides, keeping stray hair in check are some of the components of this style. Comfort is key here.
What is punk? The suggestion for clothes in this category are t-shirts with defiance and provocative wordings, fishnet stockings, leather jackets, black boots, tight black pants, scattered skirt, startling colorful short, spiky hair, and black colored clothing. Combine this with dark eyelined eyes, lots of body piercing, and tattoos, and you have punk. Mid-1980 is the peak time of this fashion. Neo-fascist punk, straight-edge punk, cyberpunk, and emo punk are other variations of this style.
What is bohemian chic?
Boho chic is the modern-day variation of the happy style. Happy style of the 70s consisted of long hair, brightly colored clothing made in free and flowy fabrics, with exotic bold print. Adapted to the modern sentiments, this style uses clothes made of natural materials or things which are handcrafted. The colorful nature of this style and the free spirit way can be seen in the relaxed fit of all clothing.
What is cosplay fashion?
This is big. If you are not the type, you would not know, but if you are, you know how many people dress up to look like their favorite characters, or in period costume. Anime characters and furies are a grace for some people. Furies refer to dressing like a fury animal. Rigid artists know how popular this is. What is modest fashion? This refers to a style of clothing that is loose-fitting, comfortable, and modest with very less skin reveal. It is usually associated with religious belief. Long-length tunics are typical of this style.
Clothes and style for different occasions, prepared by Razul A. de la Serna. White tie dress code. This is known as the most formal dress code and before the Second World War was the most popular evening dress for gentlemen. For men, this is a black, single-breasted tailcoat with lapels that are shorter at the front than a morning coat. This is the tamed with black trousers that have two lines of braid down the outside leg, a white cotton PQ shirt closed with studs with a starched detachable wing collar and double cuffs. This would be worn with a white evening waistcoat, white-handed bow tie and published or patent black lace-up shoes. Black tie. Black tie is a dress code that requires men to wear a dinner jacket with matching trousers, a plated white shirt, black formal shoes, and a bow tie. Optionally, men can also wear a cummerbund or a waistcoat. It requires a sophisticated level of dressing. For events that are black tie optional, wearing a more formal jumpsuit is a great option as a mix between suiting and a dress. Creative black tie. Creative black tie is a dress code that allows you slightly tone down your formal attire by adding hints of your own personal style. Creative black tie outfits include the use of different textures, prints, patterns, colors, or accessories to create your own fun and style elegant look. Colors should not be overly whimsical or mismatched, but you can explore outside the box with deep burgundy reds, plums, grays, and navy blues. Cocktail attire. Cocktail attire is a balance between formal and casual and elegant and comfortable. To an event with this dress code, such as a wedding, men typically wear a suit and tie while women wear a cocktail dress. Cocktail attire is meant to bridge the gap between day and night, explained bridal consultant Laura Lee.
What is festive attire? A dress code that tends to pop up on invitations around the holidays. Festive attire is similar to cocktail attire, but with a holiday bend, say a sparkly sequin dress. What is business formal? At daytime, semi-formal events, particularly work lunches and conferences, is a business formal which calls for a tailored dress, pantsuits, or different formally suiting option. What is business casual? A dress code that calls for business casual, pants, and a blazer or a pencil skirt and a fun blouse is the way to go. What is smart casual? It's probably the one dress code that causes the most confusion. For men, smart casual usually requires a jacket or blazers layered with chinos or corduroys. For women, normally means a chic day dress, trousers, or jumpsuit. You don't want to wear anything too dressy. What is casual attire? Casual dress code means that the employees are permitted to dress in comfortable, informal clothing. Certain standards are required. Clothing must be appropriate and still professional.
Factors to consider when clothing. People have different preference and taste when it comes to selecting clothes. There are those who prefer the dark and pastel colors, while others are into those that are printed or plain. Despite your taste and preference, there are different aspects to consider when buying clothing. Line. In clothing reveals the dimension of the length and width and can create shape and form and enclose spaces. Those horizontal lines can make you look wider and shorter, while clothes with diagonal lines make you look trailer and shorter. Texture. When buying clothes, it's important to evaluate the texture of the fabric used. You need to consider whether it's comfortable, soft, or pleasing to the eye of given that this aspect play a role in the selection process. Workmanship. People tend to be meticulous when buying clothes. It's important to look into different quality aspects such as adequate and even seam allowance. Colors is an important aspect of clothing. It can reveal your mood and personality. To look big, consider buying clothes with light, warm, and bright colors.